The Dr. Ray Podcast is a co-production of Ave Maria Radio and EWTN Radio. Here's today's monologue with Dr. Ray Guarendi.
You know, one of the, I don't want to say troublesome, that's too strong a word. One of the more unsettling, that's too strong a word too. Misleading, that's the word I'm looking for. One of the more misleading children to have first is an easier kid. Someone that is, a little more even-keeled, maybe developmentally a bit more mature all along the way. Someone who takes correction pretty well, actually, doesn't really defy all that hard. It's not in their nature to push all that hard. So you get a kid like that first. And you think, because pretty much everything you do with this child works pretty well, you are God's gift to parenthood. That's right, this is easy. You look at all those other amateur parents surrounding you thinking to yourself, wow, why are they having such trouble? I must be a natural. This is just coming so smooth to me. That's what you think. You know that's what you think. And you can live that illusion, if you wish, until you have a second child. I've labeled it. I've written about it. The shell-shocked second child syndrome. You get a normal child second. But by comparison, you think, how strong-willed, how tough, how defiant, how challenging, how difficult. That's what you think. Probably none of those. It's a kid. Your first one was a free round. As if you're playing golf, it was a mulligan round from God. He said, play with this. I'll save the real kid till later. I don't know what percentage of people who come into my office answer the question in this direction, but I'll ask. Is there an older child? Yes. And nothing at all like this. Much more cooperative, much more pleasant, much easier to discipline. I mean, we sent her to the chair a couple times when she was 3 years old, and we just never had the problem again. I'll say, but you think that's the normal one? Well, we did. Well, it's not. That was the one that just got you sloppy. You figured this is too easy. I'd say about half. I would say about half of the parents who come into my office had this easier first kid. And then Cujo came along, Chucky. Actually, neither of those names. Just kid came along. Now, conversely, if you have a rougher kid first, and then you get an easier kid, it's like, I must be getting better at this, This is getting smoother for me. Maybe you are getting better at it. But it could just as well be this kid's just easier to raise. They all vary in how easy they are to raise. Some are ones on a 1 to 10 scale, and others are 8, 9s, and 10s. Most kids fall in the 4, 5, 6 range. Just your basic kid. The trouble is, relatively speaking, because you tend to, even if it's unconscious, compare kids. You tend to say this one's harder, this one's easier, this one's more cooperative, this one's more affectionate, this one's more defiant, this one's less defiant. You do that. And that's just the continuum of children. It's what they're like. And those of you who have more than the allowed 1.86 children in our culture, those of you who have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids, you're going to get some tough ones. You're going to get some really tough ones. And you're going to get some really easy ones. You're going to get some that just make you so arrogant and cocky about the skill level of your parenthood. And then you're going to get others that are just going to humble you so much. Because they're all wired different. Even though genetically they may come from the same two trees, they're all wired differently. My children are all adopted, so genetically they don't have any commonalities with myself and my wife. They don't have genetic commonalities with their brothers and sisters. We have two that are twins, so they do. And then we have two that are half, so they have a little. But there's a wide scattergram of personalities. Some say, why, thank you, Father. I certainly will do that. And others will look at me and say, is that it? Is that all you got? You think you can actually make me behave? Nature of the kid. You get an easy one first. It can rock you. It can throw you for a loop because you think that's parenthood. Then you get a normal kid. And you think that's strong-willed. It's not. It's normal. First kid was easier-willed. Shell-shocked second child syndrome. It's a real phenomenon.
More of Dr. Ray's Monologues can be found on his website, drray.com. Monologues as well as full-length programs of The Doctor Is In can be heard at AveMariaRadio.net and EWTN.com/radio.